Woodstock, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the drugs. The 1969 Rock and Roll Revolution, a milestone in American history, where 500,000 people came together for the sake of music. The impact Woodstock made has lived on for many generations, even if only known by some for its reputation of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Woodstock, the brainchild of four young men, organized by Mike Lang, Artie Kornfeld, John Roberts, and Joel Rosenman. Michael Lang, born December 11, 1944, Brooklyn, New York, New York. His current occupation at the time in 1969 was a concert promoter and producer of music. In 1968, Michael produced the Miami Pop Festival. It wasn't quite as big as Woodstock would be. Only 25,000 people showed up for it, and it did end short due to the weather. Later on in life, he became an author. The original plan was to hold the festival in the 300-acre Mills Industrial Park in the town of Wallkill, New York. Town residents protested at the sound of 50,000 people showing up. Wallkill officials banned the festival from coming to their town less than a month before, so they had to move it to another site. Max Yeager's dairy farm in Bethel, New York. Woodstock was conceived as a profit-making venture, but would end up being free since last-minute planning, unfortunately, didn't accommodate the gates and ticket booths being put up, and people started to come through the gaps in the fences and the gates. Woodstock provided a much-needed escape from the Vietnam War and united the people through music, love, and peace, sending a worldwide message: make love, not war. The good and the bad of the movement cannot be denied. It made an impact on everyone. 500,000 people together harmoniously within a single venue with no violence or hate. Several musicians have credited the festival for their success. The bad about Woodstock, an estimated 1 million people made their way to the concert, causing massive traffic jams. Highways made parking lots, which then led to over 400,000 being turned away at the gates. There was overcrowding, a lack of food and water, and poor sanitation environments. A huge display of nudity and sex. The drugs, for sure. We'll touch on that on another slide. Hallucinogenic drugs were used to expand their minds by creating psychedelic experiences. There was opium, acid, cocaine, mushrooms, and marijuana, and more. Memorable band moments: Freedom by Richie Havens, Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin, We're Not Gonna Take It by The Who, a cover of The Beatles by Joe Cocker, and the iconic Star Spangled Banner by Jimi Hendrix. I know I left out lots of other moments and bands that symbolized a generation of hope for change in the world. Despite the weather and traffic jams, the massive influx of people, the focus was still on kindness, affection, looking out for each other, and living in peaceful coexistence for 3 days. The festival was peaceful considering the thousands of people and the conditions. There were 2 recorded deaths at Woodstock. One was from an insulin related issue, and the other was a man sleeping in a hay field under a tractor. He was accidentally ran over. There were 2 births, one in the car in the traffic jam, and one who had been flown to the hospital by helicopter, and 4 recorded miscarriages. So many people had such great things to say about Woodstock. It was hard to narrow down the quotes. I did narrow it down to a good 6 or so, with 2 of them remaining my favorite. Mike Lang said, "This hope for a better life, a better world, a more compassionate world, and it came at the time when things were very dark, and speed. The whole thing is a gas. I dig it. I dig it all. The mud, the rain, the music, and the hassles."